Hi and welcome. You're watching another TBC 24/7 live broadcast on accepting abundance. My name is Paul, and this is episode 92, and today's date is July 14th, 2018. First thing I'd like to do is go over and see if there's anyone live yet. And say hi. First thing I'd like to do is go over. Yes, Romeo, how you doing today, my friend? Serenz, hi. Thank you both for being here. Okay, today we're going to talk about the abundance that's available through our coin, the billion coin. We call it TBC, the billion coin. Now, our cryptocurrency coin has been out for 2 years, and it is not to be found on the market. Okay, so it is not a market-driven coin. I assume that those who are new that could be watching this at another time know something about cryptocurrency and they're familiar with at least Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin was created back in 2009. So it's the most popular coin being traded on the market. And its price is around $6,200 per coin. And that's based on supply and demand and the trading on the market. Now, when you're on a market system, like the stock market, prices could go up and down because the value of these coins can be manipulated by the wealthy who can come in and buy whatever they want. Nobody can stop what they can buy in a coin. So they can buy as much Bitcoin as they want. And that drives the price up. And people, the masses come in to try to make a little bit of money while the price is going up. And then the wealthy do what they call a dump. Okay, it's a pump and dump system, just like the stock market. Boom and crash, right? So they sell, and it starts the price of the coin to go down. The masses panic. They sell if they can. If they've got any coin left before they lose it, they sell. The point is, whether they lose it or sell, it ends up back in the system. And what happens is when the price gets low enough, the wealthy will buy their own coin back, and then they'll buy yours because it's in the system. And each time they do that, they collect more and more of the people's wealth in that particular form. And that's what they do. That's what they've always done. That's why we're in the system we're in today. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But what I want to get across right away is that the billion coin, or TBC, was purposely not put on a market exchange when it came out 2 years ago. Okay, for a number of reasons. One of them was because we wanted our coin to be an abundance-based coin, which means the price cannot ever go down, ever. The price must always go up. Every day, it has to go up until it reaches a maximum price or value per coin. That's an abundance-based coin. Okay, we are the only abundance-based coin currently. Okay, there'll be others that will come out, but we are currently the only one, and we've been out for 2 years. And we originally came out on, or should I say, when we came out 2 years ago, we were on the original blockchain 1.0, if you want to call that Bitcoin, and its creator, its creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, created when he invented the blockchain technology. And he created a platform for the coin, to build the coin, and he built the blockchain to create a ledger for the Bitcoin. And it was limited back then, and it still is today, to 7 transactions per second. Okay. If you're wondering what that means that they can only do 7 transactions worldwide. People can only do 7 at a time per second. Okay. Meanwhile, a fiat currency like the US dollar, okay, Federal Reserve note, on a piece of plastic like Visa card or MasterCard can be transacted at 2,000 to 3,000 per second. That's what they currently are averaging, okay? And they're worldwide. 2,000 or 3,000 compared to 7. So last year when the trading got so extensive on Bitcoin, they ran into some problems. It slowed down, and the miners were overwhelmed. It was taking a long time to do a transaction because there were so many. They got behind. They started charging more mining fees to do these transactions. And they ended up creating a fork in their system that created a new coin called Bitcoin Cash. And Bitcoin Cash can do 130 transactions per second compared to 7. So it really helped out this new coin. Okay, so the Billion coin started on that old blockchain platform, which most of the coins did originally. Okay, as Bitcoin got popular, other people just used that same platform and brought their coins out. And over time, being as technology doubles every 18 months, coin developers started creating faster blockchain platforms. Okay, and Ethereum created its own blockchain. But still, the most that any coin out there can transact that you'll find on a market, on the coin market cap, is XRP, which is short for Ripple coin. Ripple is a central banking coin that they've just created a zillion of them. I don't know. I'm just being funny, but it's a worthless coin, basically. Okay. But they had to do something because they are going to lose their power if people start using cryptocurrency, which people are doing. They're coming in the masses now, just like they did with the internet by the mid-90s. So the central bankers are demonizing all cryptocurrency and telling us it's worthless, it's made up, it's just created out of nothing, you're going to lose everything. You know, everything they are, that's what they're accusing cryptocurrency of being, which is an absolute lie, of course, because that's all the central bankers have done is lie to us. Okay, so Ripple can do about 1,500 transactions per second because it's not on a blockchain. Okay, it's open source and it's faster. Okay, so 1,500 per second. It's considered the second fast behind Visa and MasterCard. And Visa and MasterCard is not even open source. It's just electricity and servers and boom. That's how fast it is. If they wanted to, and if they needed to, they could get up to 50,000 per second. But that won't happen unless the planet population triples. Okay, so, I mean, during Christmas, they get up to around 6,000, is from what I understand, per second. And then it drops back down to average 2,000. Okay, well, we have built, we meaning the Billion coin, TBC, have built over the last 8 months a brand new, very modernized, very fast blockchain platform. And we are currently doing between 2,000 and 3,000 transactions per second, just like Visa and MasterCard. Okay, now, here is the main reason why we did not put our coin on the market. Because once a coin goes on the market, you lose complete control of who can buy the coin, right? So it would defeat what our coin was created for. Our coin had a mission behind it. And that mission is to eliminate global financial poverty. Now, you can't do that if you have no control of who can buy your coin. If the wealthy can come in and buy the billion coin all they want, then what's going to be the difference between how the money systems are already today? If there's just a small group of people that own all the money, and that's the way it's been since 2016, okay? In 2016, the 1% of the population of this world, we've got 7.6 billion. So 1% of that would be 76 million. 76 million people out of 7.6 billion own 99% of the wealth of this world. No, not 99%. They own over 50%. Okay, exactly what it is, I don't know. I've heard like 55%, whatever. But the majority of the wealth, which is over anything over 50%, is in the hands of 1% of the population, while the other 7.6 billion people, 7 point whatever would be 7.5, let's say, are using the remaining wealth of the world all amongst themselves. So it's completely uneven. Another example is how many billionaires are there in the world right now? There's 2,240 something out of a population of 7.6 billion. Okay, so that's the problem with the world and the economy. But that's changing now that blockchain technology is here. Just like the world changed when the internet was invented. Okay, it brought the world smaller, right? It brought us to smaller, and it created a tremendous amount of good. Blockchain technology is the same thing. It's not going away, just like the internet's not going away, just like the light bulb when it was invented didn't go away. Okay, as long as it's good and people need it, you know, it's going to stay. So that's what we're at. We're at a position now when we can do something about it if we do it right. So the creators of our coin, and it's a team effort, but we call them admin, and we just call one of them admin, and he calls himself Chris Kringle because he gives the gift of coins out. And let me tell you why real fast. Our coin, since it's not based on trading on a market, is based on an algorithm. It's like a formula, okay? And it bases the value of our coin on people. So we have a real community. And every person that joins our community raises the value of our coin by 1 grain of gold, by the value of 1 grain of gold. Every single person that joins, whether they're a day-old baby or the oldest person in the world, it will raise the price of our coin by the value of 1 grain of gold. 1 grain of gold is around $2.80 today. So if one person joins, it raises the price of our coin by $2.80 US dollars. Okay. If 100 people join, then it raises it up by $280. No. Yeah, $280 per coin if 100 people join that day. We have thousands joining every day. Okay. If 5,000 people join, it raised the price of the coin up to $12,000 per coin, and would go up the following day. You see what I'm saying? So we have the most expensive coin in the world after 2 years because we have 3 million members of our community, 3.2. And the other part of the algorithm is how long is that price going to go up until it maxes? Well, we call it the billion coin because we've only made 1 billion coins. We're never going to make a single coin over 1 billion. And we're basing that algorithm on our first billion members, which means we've got to get to 1 billion people that have at least a division, which is Kringles, is what we call them. Like a division of Bitcoin is called Satoshi. A division of the billion coin is called Kringles. So if we get up and when we hit our first billion, then that maxes the price out. Okay. And let's say that the price of gold was the same in 2 to 3 years when we hit our first billion. Then one coin would be worth 2.6, 2.8, $2.8 billion. So if you had one coin, you'd be a multi-billionaire. Okay, and now the next thing you're going to think is, okay, well, how am I going to get my hands on one coin? What's the price of the coin right now with just 3 million people? Well, the price of the coin with almost 3 million people is over $8 million per coin right now. Only it's worth $8 million per coin compared to Bitcoin, which is only worth 6,200. Okay, so there's a huge difference in how we're creating wealth, but we have to get that coin in your hands, the people's hands, because it is the people's money. It doesn't belong to any government. It doesn't belong to any politician. It doesn't belong to any dictator. It doesn't belong to anybody but you and I. Okay, so we're out there telling people about us because you're not going to find us on the coin market cap. So the only way you're going to discover TBC is if someone tells you about it and offers you the gift. We will give you a free gift of Kringles that's worth $2,100 right now. We'll give it away to anybody who joins. Okay, and let me think if there's anything really more important before I get into what I want to say. Really want to say. And that is, how do you accept this abundance? You've got to understand that formula and how it's driven. Okay, when we do reach that first billion people, more people will still be using Kringles. We're going to have enough Kringles to completely bring abundance to the other 6.6 billion people in the world. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're eliminating poverty and all the horrors that go with poverty. That's our goal, and we're going to achieve it in and of ourselves. In spite of whatever other countries or whatever other cryptocurrencies come out and do, including other future abundance-based coins, the more the better. The more that we have our money in our own hands, then the more free we are. It's that simple. It's freedom. Okay, so before I get any further, I just want you to know real quick that we have ways to get the coin into your hands in spite of the price being what it is. Now, that's all up to the admin. Okay, they've got the majority of the coins still, right? So they can do what they want to with those coins, and it's not going to affect the price because the price is based on people, you and I. Okay, so we who come in, we have to sell the coin to others who want to buy coin from us at that current price of that day, compared to what the algorithm bases it on, which is how many members we have that day. Okay, so that's why the price of our coin goes up every day. Okay, so that's what we have to offer the world. Bitcoin doesn't have that. Litecoin doesn't have that ability. Dash doesn't have that ability. Monero doesn't have that ability. Ethereum doesn't have that ability. You see what I'm saying? Because they're being traded and it can be manipulated. Now, if you hang on to some of those coins, if you do your homework and you just hang on to them over, months and months and months and years, they're going to go up in value because of supply and demand, depending on the coin. Okay, so I'm not going to get into that because I don't fool around with the trading markets. I bought some Bitcoin 2 years ago because I realized it wasn't going away and I needed to get involved in it. And when I first heard about it in 2011, I thought it was crazy, so I didn't do any research. That's my problem. But I went ahead and got involved in 2016. And because of my involvement, that's how I came across a video on YouTube, just like something like this, that talked about the billion coin. And I said, well, I haven't heard of that coin. And I went back and looked under CoinMarketCap, and I looked for TBC, and I couldn't find it. And so I went back and I watched that video, and that's what changed everything for me. Okay. And I haven't looked back because it was something that I was like-minded with. I wanted to belong to that community. And back then it was completely free. Okay. They came out just a couple of weeks after I got involved, which was right after their first year. They only had 100,000 members at that time. And I got involved, and about 2 weeks later, the admin posted on the blog, which is how he keeps in communication with our community. We have this massive communication ability between all of us. We are a real community. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. Okay. It's better than forums. Okay. So he came out and said, hey, I'm going to start giving the coin away. Okay. I'm going to give 100,000 Kringles away for a few months, see how that works. And then I'm going to drop it to 50,000. And then I'm going to drop it to 25,000, because if we're going up in our membership, then I'm going to need to drop it down to balance it out. Okay. So again, the whole purpose is to give the wealth and distribute the wealth to the people of the world as evenly as possible. So therefore, our ship has to stay docked during that whole process of getting up to 1 billion people. That ship cannot leave the dock. Okay. Whereas if you look at Bitcoin, well, that ship's gone. You know, the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at 10 cents a coin is gone. You're never going to see that again. The ship is sailed. Okay. So that's the way those coins are. If you don't get in at the beginning and get on board that ship, then the ship sails and you've, missed the boat. Okay, well, that's not the way it is with the billion coin. It's an abundance-based coin, so that ship is going to stay docked until we hit our first billion people. Then it will go, okay, or whatever. Okay, so yeah, he started giving the gift out. But along with that gift, he said, well, why don't you guys give the gift out? You know, give it to your friends, give it to your family members, loved ones. Tell everybody you know about it. We'll give you a back office, your own website. You know, we'll call it Kringle Cash. You could go on there and keep track. You could have your own link that you can hand people. Hey, here's some free cryptocurrency. It's like a free savings account with such and such value in it right now. When it came out, it was less than $20, so we were giving away because we only had 100,000 people. But we grew by 30 times last year because of that. We went from 100,000 to 3 million. So we grew by 30 times. If we grow by 30 times again this year, we'll go from 3 million to 90 million. Okay, so we're going to get to 1 billion real fast. The point is, there is already an economy amongst the billion coin. Not only among us, we buy and sell things to each other using Kringles. But merchants and retailers and service providers are coming on board, and they're coming on faster than they were coming on with Bitcoin. And we know Bitcoin can be used at certain stores, right? And these businesses that can accept Bitcoin, they don't touch it. They don't need to use that Bitcoin the next day to buy more product to sell again. Because if it goes down the next day, they lose. So they just put it in their wallet and they keep it because they know over time it's going to go up in value due to supply and demand. Okay. So, but when they find out about our coin and it goes up every day, that there's no volatility in the price at all, and they realize it's going to continue to go up, if they accept something $100 worth of their product and they put that $100 of Kringles and they let it sit in their wallet, we still got to grow in value from 3 million to 1 billion before it maxes out. So that $100 is going to end up being what? I haven't done the math on it, but it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. So basically, when they realize that, okay, you see what I'm saying? I talked about this yesterday. Okay, so it's pretty exciting for anybody who wants to. Just like it's very exciting for merchants who can actually accept Bitcoin. because they know that, hey, here's an easy way. We don't have to go out and buy Bitcoin. We can just accept it and we'll be fine, and we'll just let it sit. And it's just going to go up in price, over time. Okay. But that's just another benefit of the Billion Coin and using it and accepting it. And so right now, the masses are coming in, just like the masses came into the internet during from 95 on. Okay, basically about 5 years after the internet came out, the masses were just pouring in. That's what's happening right now with cryptocurrency. Okay, now, I believe that's it, except the fact that admin, again, has ways to get a full coin in your hands for as little as $100. Okay, he can do that, and he has a way that he can do that. Now that's leverage. $100 in worthless fiat cash. It's not worthless to us, though, right? Because that's all we've got, unless we're using gold and silver, and I don't know too many people using gold and silver as money. But gold and silver is an option to protect your wealth, just like cryptocurrency being real money, like Bitcoin, is an option to protect your wealth. That is based on fiat currency that could disappear overnight. You'd still have your cryptocurrency, you'd still have your gold and silver, right? Well, as long as you had access to it. Okay. All right. So admin is unshackled in what he can do. We have to sell it to you for the exact price of what Kringles is going for that day, depending on our membership. But what we do is we sell you $100 worth of Kringles that goes right into your wallet. It's real coins that you can spend. But then admin will go ahead and give you what he calls cookie reward points, and he'll put those in your back office. And those points is equal to real Kringles. He'll give you enough points that if you didn't do anything, it would be worth, today, it would be worth $8,400. So for 100, you'd get $8,400. But if you did a broadcast like this first, and we can show you how to do that, it's really, really easy. Okay, for at least 20 minutes. I've already talked for 30 minutes. 20 to 30 minute broadcast, and you can go over if you've got lots to talk about. But if you do one of those and then buy $100 from one of the members in Kringles for that price of the day, then admin will give you enough cookie rewards that it will equal one full coin during a redemption month. And we have those every 5 months. We just got through with our second one in May. And you can build up those cookie rewards until November. And then for the whole month of November, you can push a little button in your back office that will appear November 1st. And it will say redeem your cookie rewards. Push that button, click on that button, and those cookies will disappear and they'll show up as real Kringle coins in your wallet. You'll be able to spend right then. A full coin that's currently worth 8.2 million, 8.4 million, whatever I said, 8.4 million, and will end up being worth, if the price of gold stays the same, $2.8 billion. If you just spent 100, you spend 200, you'll get 2 coins. If you buy $1,000, you'll have 10 coins. That's 10 times $2.8 billion. You understand what I'm saying? We are giving away abundance. Because of that price, it's like giving it away. We've got to get it into your hands. Otherwise, it doesn't do admin any good to have all the coins. That isn't solving the world's poverty problem, right? It's not solving anybody's problem. 3 million people is just tiny. Bitcoin has 12 million. And they're tiny. But they can spend a little bit here and there, right? We can do that too, but less than Bitcoin, because we only got 3 million. But now we're going to start growing like crazy. If you thought we grew last year from 100,000 to 3 million 30 times, we should easily grow by another 30 times, if not a whole lot more, because we now have this really fast blockchain platform that's equal to the transaction speeds of Visa and MasterCard. So, all right, I want to show you guys something. It's been on the blog. Most of you have seen it, but this is for new people. So I'm going to share my screen as soon as I pull this up. In the meantime, I'll say hi to Diana and hi to Christina. Okay. Let's see here. Wow, looks like I actually lost the photo that I was going to show. Hang on, let me find out what I did with it. Okay. My computer is running really slow today. I should have rebooted it before I started this broadcast. Okay, hang on. It's coming up. Put my glasses on so I can see the picture when I get to it. All right, there it is. Hang on. It's coming up. There it is. See if I can make the picture a little bit bigger, because it is kind of hard to see on a video. Okay. All right. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Obviously, those who are a part of the community already are familiar with this picture. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see it. But Admin came out with this a week or so ago. It's called Common Sense. You'll see that here at the top. And it says, have you noticed the whole world is rethinking the nature of money? What type of money do you want? And there's the left side and then there's the right side. Two choices, right? So he starts out at the top and he says, do you want money created by banks and controlled by governments? Well, that's the money that we have now. It's not even money, it's currency, right? It's fiat currency. Or do you want money of the people and managed by a trustworthy community of people? Well, yeah, that makes sense to me. That's what I want. That's why I'm involved in the Billion Coin community, because I want the money to be ours, not banks controlled by governments. Well, actually, it's the governments that are controlled by the banks. The next one here is, do you want money designed to enslave humanity? Well, that's exactly what we're in right now. We're slaves to a debt-based monetary economic system. Or do you want money designed to free humanity? Okay, well, that's an easy answer for me. I'm passionate about freedom. Okay, then the next one is, do you want money thousands of years of proof that corruption takes over its use. Well, we know that for a fact. That's our world today. Or do you want money that absolutely inhibits corruption? It eliminates it, or at least it inhibits, it brings it way, way down. Why? Because it's transparent. Well, we'll get into that down here further. Okay, do you want money built on the principle of scarcity? First of all, that principle is a false principle. Okay? It's just propaganda that we've been raised in, to think that there's a lack of everything, that there's only enough for the rich. Okay? Or do you want money built on the principle of abundance? Okay? Of course you do. Well, I do. Maybe you don't, but I do. Okay, do you want money that lacks transparency? That's the money that we have. We have no clue what the banks are doing. We don't even know when they start making more money out of nothing, out of thin air, but they do it all the time. And since 1971, when they took us off here in America, the gold standard, well, it's based on nothing then. There's no value whatsoever. So it's a completely debt currency, and therefore it has to implode. Okay, but it lacks transparency. That's why you've got money laundering out there. Okay? Or do you want a coin or a money that's very transparent? Meaning anybody can see every transaction out there that's going on. They don't know who's making the transactions, but they can see the transactions. Anybody and everybody in the world can. You see? Okay. Do you want money source of perpetual poverty of the masses? Is that the kind of money you want? Well, that's the kind of money we have. It's, again, not money. It's just fiat currency. Or do you like or would want money that will end global poverty? Okay. Do you want money that enables rule by force, or money not used as a form to rule the people? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are being ruled. And we have been in America since 1913. Okay, very expensive. Do you want money that's very expensive, or do you want money that's very economical? Okay. Do you want money with a tendency towards slow-moving circulation, or do you want money that promotes fast-moving circulation? Well, if you know anything about economics, this is what you're going to want. Okay, and the last one, it says, you want money that systems are too complicated for average people to understand. Seriously, the average people, do we understand the banking system and economics? No, in fact, we have to go get a degree in economics just to understand a little bit of it. You got to have an education and get certified if you want to be what they call a financial planner, right? Or a certified financial or a certified public accountant. Or do you want a system that's so simple for average people to understand? That would be nice. That would be a nice change, wouldn't it? Okay, so this is just something that causes us to think and realize, okay, here on the left side is what we're under right now, and what we have been here in America since 1913. And it's really gotten bad since 1971. They took us off gold. They changed the dollar into what they called the petrodollar, okay? And then they brought out a credit card called Master Charge, I think, was the first one. And they put the people of America into more debt. And they just laughed. They just laughed. And we went for it. We thought it was the greatest thing in the world, the 70s and 80s. Wasn't that wonderful? If you lived through those times like I did, oh my gosh. We could just go to the store with this piece of plastic, buy anything we want, even though we had no money. We could just pay for it later with interest, which is what the Federal Reserve Bank has been doing with the government. They loan the government their money, and they charge the government of the United States interest. That's not in the Constitution. No, we were betrayed, okay? But you can find out all about that in books and all over the internet and history. But this is what we're getting rid of, okay? It has to implode and crash no matter what, because it's completely debt-based for over 40 years now. And it can't do anything but crash, okay? But we're in a position now where we're going to be okay. Okay, it's not going to be like 1929 was in the Great Depression. Okay, it's going to be different, much, much better. That transition from a new to a new cash system that will be based on gold. That's the only thing that's logical. It's the only thing that the people of the world are looking at right now. Okay, they want their countries and their money to be backed by gold. They're tired of being controlled by the central bankers who turn around and put sanctions on countries if countries don't do what they tell them because they're using the US dollar, and then starve the people to death like they did in Venezuela, until Venezuela now has come out with their own cryptocurrency backed by their own gold. And now other countries are seeing what's going on in Venezuela, and they're saying, if they can do it, we can do it. The central bankers are freaking out. That's why a couple of days ago, big honcho over there at the main central bank, which is the Bank of International Settlements in Switzerland. Okay, that's the main headquarters. Okay, obviously we've got about, 7 Federal Reserve banks throughout America, with the main one being in Washington, D.C. I think that's where it is. The main one worldwide is that bank in Switzerland. This guy came out and he just ripped cryptocurrency. He just said everything that fiat currency was, he blamed cryptocurrency for. It was hilarious, but that's how scared they are. They're running scared. Their time is limited, okay? So, let me go back and stop sharing my screen. Okay. So I wanted to get through that simply because it's been on my mind for quite a while since that came out, and just about everybody that's doing these live broadcasts has touched on it, but I haven't had a chance to touch on it. And so I thought I'd get that done today. But there's a lot of things that I can talk about that will bring it all back to you accepting abundance. Okay? That's all we're asking, is for you to accept abundance. Okay, now last year, last thing I'll say before I go today is that last year when he, meaning the admin of our coin, Chris Kringle, started giving the coin away and giving us a back office which we could control and turn around and give that coin away to our family members, our loved ones, our friends, whatever. Keep track of them, have our own little tiny communities within a big community. It was a blast, okay? Okay, and it worked because you saw us grow by 30 times, 100,000 to 3 million. The problem was, since we didn't charge anybody anything, there is no wallet charges, there is no transaction fees. There was no charge for having our own website, and the people didn't really value the coin that they were given. Now remember, back then when we first started giving it away, that the value of the coin at that time was less than $20, because they gave it to us too. Okay, and I remember getting it. I think it was like, I don't know if it was $14 or $17. And I said, well, that's cool. $17 I didn't have to buy. So, and it's going to go up every day until we hit our first billion. Well, we went, to 3 million in the last year. And so the price did go up tremendously, obviously. Okay, so now we're just giving away 25,000, which is like a quarter of what we started. And we're going to give that away, I believe, until we hit our first billion people. It's It's just going to be free from now on. And as it goes up every day, it's going to go up more in value. Right now, the value is $2,100. $2,100, absolutely free, except there is a $10 a year fee that we're going to charge everybody for their back office, which is tremendous because it allows us to do so much. It creates just that much more of a tight community and gives you so much benefits, gives you so much value that, man, I would pay $100 a month for it. Okay. But we can't charge that because we have a mission that is the exact opposite of taking fiat currency from the people. We are trying to give abundance away, real money away into your hands. So we can only charge $10. That's what we came up with, $10. Okay. We know what's going on out there in the world. We know the countries that the minimum wage is only $1 or $2 a day. Okay. Those are the countries we want to help the most. Why would we charge $100? Why would we charge $50 a month? That's crazy. These people are living on $50 a month. Some, a lot. So we took everything together, balanced it out, and said $10 for a whole year. Okay. And we'll even throw in that free wallet with no transaction fees ever. Every time you make a transaction, you can make all the transactions you want in Kringles every day and never be charged anything for those transactions. Try doing that with a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or any other coin that's on the market. You'll be charged every time you make a transaction. You're not charged much. They don't rip you off like the central banking system does with their Visa card and MasterCard or their ATM machines. But there's still a little bit of a charge, right? They got to make money. Those are independent companies. Okay. But we hang on to our own wallet. It's not an independent company. That's where we control. That's where we have our control. The blockchain platform is completely decentralized. But we have control of our wallet. That way the rich cannot come in and buy all our coins up. We just don't allow it. We can distribute that coin fairly, evenly by controlling our wallet until we hit our first billion people, in which point we decentralize the wallet and that's it. Our mission has been accomplished. Poverty is over. Okay. Now I'm going to end it, even though there's more I can talk about, but you can find it on the video I did yesterday or some of the other videos. You just go to my YouTube channel and they're all there. And you can go down below this video in the description. You'll find all kinds of information, the main site where you can go and get all the information on the formula, the algorithm, and how it works and values. You can see the calculators. You can see the broadcast tab where you can find other people doing live broadcasts. So if you have questions that you need to ask, you can ask them live and get an answer right away. You can do so much. There's a blog. You can click on the blogs. The blogs go back 2 years. You can read everything you want to know about the Billion Coin is in those blogs from admin. Okay, so there's an unbelievable amount of information that we give you. We give you everything because we don't want to take $10. We don't want to take a dime from you unless you really want to be a part of us. Then you will just give it up. Okay? Unlike scams that are out there that will give you 3 pages of information on how they're going to make you rich, but not really. They don't really tell you the details. They just say, you can make this much. And they'll spend 3 pages telling you how much you can make with their system, but not really how until you pay them $100, right? They want your money up front. Those are scams, people. And many of us on the internet who have been trying to make money on the internet have been scammed by those people. Okay. So most of us know better, but there's new people coming online all the time. So it's nice, to just bring that out there and say, hey, this is how they work. They're going to want your money up front before they're going to give you anything. That's not what we are. We will give you 100% of the information, everything. And if you don't want to spend the $10, you don't have to belong to our community. Okay? I mean it. It's a fact. So we want 1 billion like-minded people, 1 billion people that are not selfish, 1 million people that have no problem with everybody being wealthy. So you can't be greedy. There's definitely a billion people out there that are that way. Okay, maybe not all. Okay, 7.6 billion, but there's definitely a billion, if not a whole lot more. So we only need 1 billion. So please come in and receive and accept our abundant-based coin, because it will change your life and the lives of your family members, your friends, everyone that you care about. It will change their life for the better. And you'll never have an opportunity like this again, because if we get to 1 billion people, then okay, we'll take care of the other 6.6 billion, right? They'll work for us. We'll pay them great money. I'm talking like, instead of $10 an hour to work for McDonald's, I'm talking about $100 an hour. We own the McDonald's, we'll pay you $100 an hour. There's no reason for this crap that we're living in throughout the world. But we can definitely relate to it here in America, where Americans are struggling every day with a couple having to both work outside the home. They're lucky they're working inside the home. But a lot of them aren't so lucky. And they actually have jobs that they go to, and they have to leave their children in the hands of somebody else to raise, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to pay for their house payment, their car payments, their insurance, their utilities, on and on and on. Their food. Okay, it's crazy. We got people out there that have 2 or 3 part-time jobs because they can't find a full-time job in America, because full-time jobs are going away because, oh, then I'm going to have to pay benefits to my employees. That's going to cost me a bunch. I don't want to do that. So I'll just hire more people, and they'll all be part-time. You see, this is the problem with a debt-based economic system. It's got to go. And just a coin like Kringle can change it, can change the whole world, just that one coin. But there's got to be more coins. Like we said, or like I've said in the past, money doesn't compete with money. The more money that's out there, the better. Whether it's gold-backed money or it's cryptocurrency that is abundant, not on a trading exchange. In fact, those exchanges have got to disappear, because when the central banks disappear, everything they created, Wall Street, all of that has to disappear. And that will be a good thing for Americans, because then their wealth won't disappear overnight like we've seen it. I've seen it. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for me. What's today? Saturday? Yes. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm already scheduled. Same place, same time, same channel. 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. I'm here in Nevada, in the Las Vegas area. I'm going to look real quick again to see if anybody has any questions. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Good. How are you?
Good.
All right. Let's see here. Let me go over to live chat and put my glasses on. Nope. Nobody has anybody. Nobody has any questions. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much. Love you all. And I will talk to you tomorrow.